called the handicap from Circle.
Oh, there you are. Sweet.
Не бойся, он не обижает за тебя. Не бойся, мой мальчик, не бойся. Не бойся.
Michael Jackson's rise to becoming the king of pop was closely tied to the demanding environment in which he was raised. Joe Jackson played a major role in building the Jackson family's success, but Michael also spoke publicly about the emotional pain and strict discipline he experienced during his childhood. Years later, when Joe discussed those years in television interviews, he defended many of his actions and often rejected the criticism dire.
Sir, this way.
I'm the leader.
Germany loves you, Michael.
I love Germany.
Oh, Michael, we love you.
Michael, can I have
Before Michael Jackson became the lead singer of the Jackson 5, he recalled that his father had not initially seen him in that role. According to Michael, it was his mother, Katherine Jackson, who encouraged Joe to listen more closely to him sing. Michael described that moment as an important turning point because it gave him the opportunity to demonstrate his abilities. Looking back, he suggested that even within his own family, he felt he had to earn recognition before others fully saw his potential. Long before the world celebrated his talent, he was seeking the approval of the people closest to him. But the pressure inside the Jackson household extended far beyond music. In later interviews, Michael described rehearsals as being marked by strict discipline and fear. He said Joe Jackson would sometimes watch rehearsals with a belt nearby, and mistakes could result in physical punishment. While the Jackson 5 appeared to the public as a gifted family living an extraordinary dream, Michael's own accounts painted a far more difficult picture. He spoke of growing up in an environment where perfection was expected, fear was a constant presence, and discipline often came in the form of punishment rather than encouragement.
Love your song, man.
Thank you.
I like your CD. You learned to play the guitar, and I play it all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, my name is Steve from Houston.
How long ago? I love
When
it.
it first came out,
Thank
that's
you.
my
God
favorite
bless
song.
you. I was 12 when I first sang it.
Yeah.
I agree.
You really enjoy
Where are you from?
Houston, Texas.
Oh, cool.
Michael Jackson never described his father's discipline as ordinary or simply strict parenting. When reflecting on those years, he said rehearsals were about much more than learning songs or dance routines. They were shaped by intense pressure and a fear of making mistakes. Michael recalled that even when he became the standard the other brothers were expected to match, the expectations did not feel rewarding to him. Instead, he associated that period with harsh discipline and emotional strain. According to Michael's own accounts, those experiences remained with him long after childhood and influenced the way he reflected on his early years throughout his adult life.
Come on. Come on.
Even after becoming one of the most famous entertainers in the world, Michael Jackson appeared uncomfortable whenever conversations turned to his father. In one interview, when asked whether Joe Jackson had been too strict, Michael paused, laughed nervously, and joked that his father would kill him for answering. Although he used humor to lighten the moment, the exchange reflected how difficult the subject remained for him. Based on Michael's own comments over the years, memories of his childhood continued to affect him long into adulthood.
You love Michael. Well, would you like to... I think it's all right. Would you like to give Michael a kiss on the cheek? I don't think he mind. Would you mind, Michael? There you go! Oh!
While the public saw Michael Jackson performing on stage, collecting awards, and reaching new milestones, LaToya Jackson described a very different side of his private life. According to her, the emotional impact of their childhood did not simply disappear as Michael became more successful. She said those experiences continued to affect him even at the height of his career. Her perspective suggested that fame and achievement could not erase the memories of growing up under intense pressure. Although Michael could perform confidently before millions of people, LaToya believed the emotional effects of his upbringing remained with him throughout his life. LaToya Jackson also suggested that Michael was one of the siblings who was more willing to speak about the difficulties they experienced growing up. According to her, those conversations were not always welcomed, and she believed much of what happened within the family remained unspoken for many years. From her perspective, the public often saw the Jacksons as a polished and successful show business family, while the private reality was far more complicated. Her comments reflected the idea that behind the image of fame and success, there were unresolved tensions and painful memories that were not openly acknowledged by everyone involved.
It's just great that I've seen you. Really.
You don't like to play games?
I like to play games.
There's Yahtzee. I play games all day.
Thank you. It's great meeting you.
When the subject of Joe Jackson's parenting came up with Tito Jackson, his response offered a different perspective from some of Michael's public reflections. Rather than condemning his father's methods, Tito described Joe as a strict parent who believed he was preparing his children for success and spoke about him with admiration. His comments highlight how differently members of the Jackson family have viewed the same experiences. While some emphasize the discipline that helped shape the Jackson Five's extraordinary achievements, others spoke more openly about the emotional impact those years had on them. Together, these differing accounts reflect the complexity of the family's history and the lasting conversations surrounding Joe Jackson's legacy.
Next up is easy. How are you?
Good, thank you.
What's your name? Valerie.
As the day continued, it became even more obvious that Michael was not following a script or putting on a performance. He simply wanted the children to enjoy themselves. If they wanted snow cones, they got snow cones. If they were excited about a new ride, Michael was just as eager to share it with them. He reminded them to be careful, but above all, he wanted them to forget their worries and have fun. Watching those moments now, it often feels as though Michael was enjoying the day every bit as much as the children around him.
Greatest entertainer ever and the biggest entertainer in the world, but he was the nicest guy in the world, man. He was just nice, man. I would go to Neverland and I would say I like something, he would give it to me. And I said, Michael, I like that big screen TV. He was like, you like it, Chris? I said, yeah, I like it. He said, do you love it? I said, I love it. Next day I go home, Michael would send the TV to my house. I said, Michael, thank you.
Wow. It was not only children who experienced Michael's generosity. Many of his closest friends shared similar stories over the years. Chris Tucker once joked that complimenting something in Michael's house could be risky because there was a good chance Michael would give it away. He recalled casually mentioning that he liked Michael's television, only to discover that it had later been sent to his own home. The story has endured because it reflects a pattern many people described. For Michael, generosity was not something he treated as extraordinary. It was simply part of who he was and the way he chose to treat others. Michael's kindness extended far beyond fans and children. Fellow artists spoke about it as well. Usher has often remembered being invited to perform alongside Michael during the 30th anniversary celebration, calling it one of the most unforgettable experiences of his career. Sharing the stage with his lifelong idol was already a dream come true, but what stayed with him even more happened after the performance. Michael personally congratulated him and praised his performance. It was only a few words, yet coming from someone Usher had admired for so many years, the compliment meant everything. Michael seemed to understand that a small act of encouragement could leave a lasting impact long after the performance was over.